We are live. We are live. Now, this is an impromptu show. Try to keep this short and sweet. We just got through going through AEW Revolution. Now, if there's any fellow Wrestleheads out there, why don't you come on? Tell me your thoughts about the show. We got an open line. Try to keep this short and sweet. I know we late on the East Coast. Because it was about fucking 12 o'clock. Going on 1. I don't know. It was surprisingly okay. I'm trying to figure out when it came to Adam Cole versus the Hang bitch. Like, if you looked at that match, he beat the shit out of Adam Cole. And I mean, man, he beat the shit out of him. Like dog walked him. And I mean, they making it so bad over there where it's like they use so many finishing maneuvers. It's like you can't get used to the shit. And not only that, it's like the finishing maneuvers don't mean nothing. Like, you got the Hang bitch use that clothesline, what, 4 times? I'm like, what the fuck, man? I mean, that shit was surprising. I thought Kenny Omega was going to pop his head back in. But apparently, you know, they had the fucking Dark Order and the fucking reDRagon coming there and interfere. And it's like, who's next? Who's next for the Hang bitch? You know? But other than that shit, I liked it, the tag team match. The three-way, what's that? Triple threat. That was really good. And fucking, what's the name? The Jurassic Park, or what do they call it? The Jungle Party? Whatever. They showed up and they showed out in that motherfucking match. reDRagon was good. And even the Young Bucks, which I generally don't like because they spot monkeys. But it worked. It worked with all three of them. They should commend themselves for that fucking match. That shit was good. Now, in the beginning, I'm like, what the fuck with Jericho tapping out to Eddie Kingston? I mean, maybe I'm late to the party, but I'm like, I don't get. If anybody can tell me, what do they like about Eddie Kingston? Is it a can-do attitude? Is it like, oh, I gotta keep fighting? I don't know. I don't understand this shit. And we're back. I don't understand this shit, personally. Because I'm like, if he was just brawling and street fighting all the fucking time, then I probably could get it. But I don't know. It's like it's something missing from it, you know? Shit. And then you sit there and think about it. It's like, was that Jericho giving him a freebie? Like, hey, here you go. I don't know. I think it's time for Jericho to. He could probably be in the back, helping shape decisions. Because I think it's time for Jericho to go. You know, young Chris, because he's what, 51, going on 52 in December. I don't know. Shit. Got 3 people on. Tell me your opinions. What did you think of AEW Revolution? You know, doing this as a dry run. Should have did this shit earlier, but you know, I had to make sure my kids and everything was cool before, you know, getting on. Shit. But I don't know. It wasn't bad. It surprised me. You know, the John Moxley. Me and Chuck talked about the John Moxley, Bryan Danielson. It looked like they tried to have a Japan-style match, and it was hard-hitting. And for Moxley, I probably one of his best matches I've seen over there. Yeah, I was about to say that, Danny Phantom. One of his best matches up over there, and at the end, kind of, I don't know. If you're going to have Daniel Bryan lose, I don't know, to Moxley, I mean, shit. But he lost to Moxley. Then you have fucking Steve Regal fucking pop up over there. My low life. That first match. I didn't like that. what kind of fucking move that was that you had Jericho tapping out to. Now, to me, if Eddie Kingston could have, you hook up fucking Jericho in a Texas cloverleaf or some shit like that, and fucking just wrench back. Now that would have sold some shit. I was like, okay, he tapped to that, but what the fuck was that shit? He might as well just got to the ground and just choked him out. I could have bought that shit better. I don't know what the fuck that move was. It just didn't fit. It didn't fit. It didn't fucking work. So I'm on here. People on here, give me your opinion. What was your thoughts of AEW Revolution? I'd probably say this has probably been one of their best pay-per-views. But it's like, I don't know, and this is my opinion. They getting you numb to the surprises, because I shit you not, they have at least 3 surprises a month. It seemed like it's been going. Like Swerve. I mean, Tony Schiavone fucked up and showed everybody it was Swerve, because the contract just says Swerve. I'm like, oh, Swerve coming. Even though I already reported on that shit and said he was coming anyway, but he fucked that up. And then Regal was a cool surprise, because we didn't know that. So I like that overall things become a clutch. That's what I'm saying. The fucking surprises, it's like they're getting you numb to surprises. Because it's like it's like a kid, like you buying a kid gifts every month. And it's getting you spoiled. Where you like, oh, somebody else coming. Every time you see somebody get released, you like, oh, that's probably coming to AEW. Sucking on that block. Yeah, okay, mailman. But I don't know. It was, if you got 5 stars, I'll give that motherfucker a 3. I'll give that motherfucker a hard 3. The Adams had a NXT 2019 match. Oh shit, I don't even remember that. But I have to say this was one of, and everybody knows, you know me, I'm not a fan of the Hang bitch. This is one of his best matches, and if you look at it, he beat the shit out of Adam Cole in this match. If you look at the shit, he beat the shit out of Adam Cole. Took it to him. Adam Cole was playing defense more than he was getting offense. It's like old school TNA, you just expect people to go there. Yeah, but they was better with it. But they wasn't, on TNA, they wasn't popping up every fucking week with a fucking surprise. Nah, tonight in quality. Oh, okay. I don't know, it seemed like TNA had a decent show. I didn't watch it yesterday. I watched the one 2 weeks ago. And shit, they pay-per-views only on Fit or Fight. They only like $10. That's affordable. Shit. You like, oh, I ain't doing shit Saturday. Yeah, I could burn 3 hours of watching TNA. Shit. And they getting New Japan motherfuckers over there. Good for TNA. But yeah. This is one of their best shits. And Jose, yeah, you right. Because that's why I said on the fucking chat, I said she must be sucking some good meat, Britt Baker, because shit, she been champion for a long time. And they got to realize, to make these titles mean something, you have to put them on people that mean something. Like tonight, I thought Adam Cole was going to win the belt. Then you got to sit there and think about it like, okay, Adam Cole, you had that meeting with Vince McMahon before you walked out. He probably promised you big money and a run at the title. And it's like, you passed that up to be taking falls to the Hang bitch? I don't know. If you was that desperate to watch your girl, maybe she shouldn't be your girl no more. If you had to go over there, leave something good that you had. Yeah, Sting. I was worried about fucking Sting. Shit. He went through, 3 tables? I'm like, you got a 63-year-old man going through tables and shit? They trying to make Sting go be their new Terry Funk over there? Let's see, if Elevated Science, they pimping out. Yes, I hate that. I remember when they did that. You only should have brought that kid and the wife out when Brody Lee first died. He been dead, what? It's going on 2 years now? And you bringing a little kid out there? Like, come on now. They got to stop that shit. I swear, you would have think you would have think Brody Lee was Ric Flair or somebody that fucking died. I'm like, he worked for y'all for 6 months. And he died. I don't know. I don't get it. Luke Harper was a good hand, but he gone. The ladder match and the dog collar match were my highlights. The ladder match was fine. It was cool. I like that. That dog collar match, it went on too long. I noticed with MJF and CM Punk, they two matches went on entirely too fucking long. Now, I was saying in the chat, like, they should have made it a strap match. Because you can see the chain was a problem for them trying to work. If you would have had a strap, you could have strapped it to one of your wrists. Bam. Easier to work around. Plus, you could have fucking hit him with the strap, had that sound effect, and all that. Maybe the guys would try to take it a little bit more. But shit. I mean, that Wardlow shit. I mean, it's like Travelino said, the Wardlow shit. You can see that shit coming that he was going to turn on MJF. You know, that wasn't a big surprise. Because how he been treating him. But the problem was, it went entirely too long. Yeah, Savio Vega. I remember him and Stone Cold had that Caribbean strap match. That was a good match. But that's what they should have had. They should have had a strap match. There's a video of Sammy Guevara talking about having sex with Ty Conti with Brody Lee Key. Oh, Lord. I mean, I get why dudes do that for the boys. You know, you want to experience how the kids experience, but you can't get caught on camera. It's just like him getting caught on camera talking about he wanted to rape Sasha Banks. Like, you can't do that. You know, Wardlow not used to bumping and selling. No, he not. But you look at the bad part, like with Wardlow, he's cool, but I'm like, you got Powerhouse Hobbs in there with him who look more powerful than he do. Wardlow just look like he just toned and in shape. And I'm like, Hobbs had a good showing. I was worried about Ricky Starks because, you know, he got that bad neck, and then that powerbomb at the end on the fucking other ladder, it looked nasty. I mean, it looked like he slipped out his fucking hand and hit his neck on the back of the fucking ladder. I mean, sooner or later, they're going to make Ricky Starks a fucking announcer. And that's going to be the end of his little fucking career. And it's like, he walk around with that Taz belt, which it don't mean a fucking tink as fuck. But, shouldn't he be defending it? I don't know. I didn't know you just walk around with a title just for the sake of walking around with a fucking title. And I didn't see the pre-show matches where Taz Kid AEW folded 1 year after MJF go to WWE. I don't know. But I know they're going to be mad. But see, the bad part is, every time they bring somebody in, it's like somebody else getting pushed back. Like how Rusev was happy about going over there, and now look at him. He at home collecting a check. You look at fucking Brian Cage, which is a fucking shame. His contract was up, and Tony Khan did some WWE shit where he like, nah, we ain't gonna release that nigga. We gonna keep him. We gonna keep him there. And I'm like, dude, if you're not gonna use the dude, let the dude go. Let him go. You can tell he did not want to be there no more. He wants out. Let him out. They could be a champion. Just let the dude out. Let him be free. I don't know. Give me some thoughts. And if anybody want to come on camera, you can just black out and have your voice there. That'll be fine with me. Rusev is injured, to be fair. I heard that, but I didn't hear about him having no fucking surgery. So if he didn't have no surgery, he should be pretty much okay. Elevated Science. Cage better get some used car stuff. He probably making money. He don't probably need that right now. He probably making some nice ducats. But you see the difference. When he was in Lucha Underground, they showcased him. When he was in Impact, they showcased him. They had him go over Lash. They had him go over fucking people. He was the champion. He was a monster. And I know everybody go pull out their ass. He lost to Tessa Blanchard. They friends. Why he did that, I don't know. But even with that, he was made to look like a monster. And I'm like, you go over AEW, he taking pins to John Moxley and Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. And well, they might bring him back so he can get choked out by a fucking Hook. Because, I mean, Hook is the little phenomenon they into right now. So, I don't know. K should go to NWA. I don't know what's going on with the NWA. Where they trying to do their thing, but they got to realize you need to go to a real network to put yourself out there. The death of Ring of Honor was between the billion dollar company that owned them didn't want to put no money to them, and they couldn't put them on no regular TV. Where's Chuck? Chuck probably was going home. He probably at home. Shit, I know he said he had to get up early. I figured Cage put over Tessa just to be a company man. I mean, shit, at the time, she was one of the hottest things in the fucking business at the time. And made heads joined. Shit. Hey, give me your questions. Give me your shit. If you want to fucking come on, black your face out, whatever. You know, we have an interactive show tonight. And I gotta say, Jade Cargill, she was banging with that what's that, Mortal Kombat, that Jade fucking outfit. Cheeks and everything was looking real nice. Ring of Honor come on 1 a.m. on Saturday nights. Where? You got stream. See? Unless it's real good, people ain't gonna want to do all that. And see, my thing was, I was hoping somebody else will buy it. Like somebody separate from the WWE, somebody separate from AEW, buy it and get it going. I'm like, because everybody's sitting there saying, I said that the AEW bought their shit for the tapes and shit. But I'm like, is they really going to put money into another company and have it up and run it like a straight company? You got to ask yourself that. Professional wrestling fan, what was the weakest wrestling TV show on a weekly basis? The bad part was like Ring of Honor, when it was on TV, they were showing old shit. And it's like MLW, when I do catch it, it's like it's old. They need to figure out how to get fresh shit. And Scott thought the NWA should have bought it. I know Billy Corgan got some money, but he apparently ain't got that much where, you know, they running shows and they don't fit, but, or fight TV, but I don't think that shit's working. The Forgotten Ring of Honor existed when Tony bought it. I think they just want to have it just for their tapes and they can talk about it, because they got so many people over there now that was a Ring of Honor. CM Punk, fucking Bryan Danielson, fucking Chris Daniels, fucking the Hardys. They can use that shit because Jeff probably gonna be there Wednesday, and it's like that. You brought Swerve, you brought Regal tonight. And then probably Jeff Hardy gonna be on there on Wednesday. And it's like Cesaro's a free agent, but I'm like, man, if Cesaro's smart, go to Impact. Go to Impact. Like, you go over at AEW, okay, you be with your friends in the back, but I'm like, they're gonna put you on some matches. You look at Keith Lee. Keith Lee did all that shit. Now he's almost an afterthought. Matt Cardona that's not the selling point. Matt Cardona, if you look at it, to be honest, he's doing his thing. Because, I mean, he's getting to go everywhere he want to go. He been to AEW, too. For a cup of coffee. He going to do everything, go everywhere, and he making his money. And he's getting them little titles. I mean, shit, he's talking shit. I mean, you think about it, nobody ever thought he'd go to that fucking, what's that, fucking CGW? The Game Changer, GCW. The Game Changer Wrestling. Nobody thought he'd go over there. With fucking Nick Gage. And, you know, everybody love his fucking cock and balls. I don't get it, but I guess. And maybe I got to put that in the Eddie Kingston file. He gets on my nerves and his wife is made of like glass. Yeah, she got fucked up. She fucked up her wrist. She got a bad wrist. But what he doing is he getting people to talk about him. And I guess that's what it is. In wrestling, you got to make some kind of impression. If you can't make an impression, then shit, you in the wrong line of work. I mean, if you think about it right now, I don't know if you can say the wrestling business is great. Because, I mean, everybody the WWE release, you see they ask 3 months or less in AEW. I don't know if that's a good fucking thing. Because, I mean, you got to ask yourself that $1 million question. Like, if you go to AEW, what they going to do with him? How do you rate Ronda's ring work out of 10? I've never been a fan of Ronda Rousey in the ring. Because, like, if you look at her, like, she fucked up. Tell her to shut the fuck up. It should be almost finished. I don't know. I ain't never really been a fan of her work. Because Alexa Bliss, she totally changed that girl's career. Because she fucked her up so many times. Where she... Alexa, stop. I don't know how the fuck that motherfucker wasn't going either. Everything's fucking just doing their own shit today. But Ronda is a 3 and all that. You can say that. The good thing about WrestleMania, she working with Charlotte. Now, she was supposed to work with Becky, but it seemed like them two don't like each other in real life. Because they had to fucking pull that shit and flip it and turn it around. Which match? AJ and Edge, it got the possibility of being a good match because Edge can still go in his own way. And AJ's AJ. AJ been dependable. What's this, his 7th WrestleMania? His 6th or 7th WrestleMania? I think this is 7th WrestleMania. So, AJ been pretty dependable and good, you know. So, I mean, it was a logical choice because they've been saying for years they wanted to fight each other. So, now you got it. Now you want to see how the rest of this fucking WrestleMania shape up. But I think AEW going to be trying to pull out all the stops because they know this is WrestleMania season. And they're going to try to put so many fucking people up in there to try to take away a little bit from the WWE. Professional wrestling fan, Edge had the greatest match all time in 2020, remember. What match? He had some good ones since he's been back. Even this little feud with Roman. Now you got to ask yourself this. I mean, I know I talked about it on here. Kenny Omega was the #1 rated wrestler by PWI and a bunch of other places because he had a bunch of belts. To me personally, he wasn't. It was Roman Reigns. Because I mean, if you sit there and you don't see how Roman's game improved since he went heel, then you just sitting there lying to yourself. Because that dude's the top heel in the fucking business, bar none. You know, and the crazy thing is, like Brock Lesnar, it's like the switch. Brock Lesnar is a good face right now, and people is loving Brock Lesnar. Who would have fucking figured? It looked like he actually wants to be there and actually wants to work. Edge has a shit match with Orton. Yeah, the greatest all time. I ain't gonna lie. That WrestleMania, that was the COVID one. The first one, they was at the Performance Center. I fell asleep on that shit. I'm not even gonna lie. Because that was another one. A match how you have it where it's too long. Let's see. Scott T and they have a good thing going with the Honor No More stable. And they added Eddie Edwards. And it was that last night, Macklin turned 2. So let's see. The Randy Orton match was billed by the WWE. It's ridiculous to call it. It's just a matter of time. Like, you go with Orton, it's a matter of time before he go heel and turn on Matt Riddle. You can see that shit coming. Because you remember, Orton's a Viper. So he got to go by his little Viper shit. So, I mean, what the fuck else AEW did tonight? I wouldn't have put that tornado tag shit so close to the end, to the last match. Because, I mean, you supposed to have that shit like earlier. They need somebody to teach them how to have the flow of matches. And it seemed like tonight, in every fucking match, everybody was doing a fucking tombstone. It's like people was doing the same moves. Like, you ain't supposed to have the same people doing the same set of moves in every fucking match. I mean, you got the Young Bucks. They make you sick of seeing super kicks. Because they super kick everybody all the fucking time. Professional wrestling fan, Brock Lesnar is the most must-see wrestler today, if you ask me. He's always entertaining. He's been much more entertaining nowadays. That he's talking. That's why it was easy for them to take Paul Heyman from him. You gave him back to him for a cup of coffee. Bam. What's going to be the main event at next year's WrestleMania? It should be. I mean, The Rock will be 50. I would have did it this year, but The Rock's probably busy. It should have been Roman versus The Rock for the head of the table. I would have did that. You could do that without no belt, no nothing. It makes itself. You could have The Rock was the fucking standard with the torch, and then Roman came and took it, and then it was fighting for the head of the table of their family. Bam. The match makes itself. Are they ever going to put Reigns versus The Rock? That's what I'm talking about. It should be. That's what it should be. They need some cool down matches. You can't have 8 main events in one show. It's like having 5 different Thanksgiving turkeys with no side. True. That is very true. As Scott. Because it's like you got a bunch of run. And it's like when you got to the CM Punk MJF match, it was like the slowdown, but it was like slowed really down. They need to learn their timing and the match planning. It's like that feud, like I was telling people, I've been telling them, that feud went on too long. And it's like now, is they going to say, oh yeah, we 1-1, we're going to need one more? You know? It's, both of their matches were way too long. I'm like, CM Punk, he's not best in the world no more. I mean, CM Punk with the big name and everything, it looked like he's supposed to come back and fucking help the kids, but he been beating everybody. I mean, you think about it. He got 1 loss. Everybody got in the ring where he beat him pretty much, except MJF. And it's like you had him beat him on a fucking, what's that shit on a fucking Dynamite. But the big pay-per-view, MJF loses. It's like, what the fuck? It's like they killed the feud. That feud had potential to be great, and it got stretched out way too long. Yeah, they had a bunch of matches tonight. I mean, you want your money's worth, but it's too many matches with too many. If you look at it, everybody was using the same move sets. It was no difference. It was like the same shit, just different things. Professional wrestling fan, I was there for Punk MJF in Chicago. I'm confident in that match, the match of the year conversation. I don't know about that one. I mean, shit. If you look at it, the fucking Hang bitch and Adam Cole had a good match. You know, the Hang bitch was all offense pretty much tonight. Promos was better than the match. Yeah. But what killed the CM Punk MJF, the feud just went on too long. And it went on way too long before they even got their hands on each other. And I'm talking about the hands in the match. The booking's getting repetitive. I mean, you got Travelino, who's been a staunch person on here saying they need better booking. I mean, they got Regal over there now, but he's more of a trainer than a match planner. So I don't know how that's going to work exactly. They need somebody to plan that shit out. That's the problem. If you look at tonight, that was one of the main problems. Because you need to get a creative mind in there to say, okay, y'all going to do these certain move sets in this match. And in this match, you're going to do these certain move sets. You know? It was just too much of the same shit. Too much mid-card shift, not enough storytelling. Only story was CM Punk, MJF, and Regal. That won't change shit. Great point, Travelino. Shit. Can we expect you guys to go live after WrestleMania? We'll try to. Gotta just do this shit earlier. PWF can't go live. He gotta wake up. Oh, shit. Travelino, I say the same shit all the time. That's why I was sitting there saying you said that shit too. Booking is one part of the main problem. Somebody got to get in them wrestlers' asses and say, hey, we're going in this direction. Because Tony Khan, he can't be left to his fucking own devices. You know, that's the problem. I took a night 40 minutes ago. I'm about to doze off. Yeah. I know, that's a late one. Especially y'all East Coast people. I get that. You know, I got to say, pick a better time. But I mean, what fucks you up with this AEW shit, they pay-per-view run long. They start at fucking 5, and they go to what? You be like 6, 7, 8, 8:20, 8:40, almost 9 o'clock out here, which out there on the East Coast, it's even longer. Hope they give Regal some power in the back. No, what Regal need to do is train some of them motherfuckers up. Now, that's why I said, like today, with Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, why you didn't switch the belt? 2, Britt Baker looked it better. You got to give her props for that. She didn't come in there all fucking clunky. They end up making the match clunky, but she looked it better. It's like she been working with somebody. Like Jade been working with Daniel Bryan. I don't know who she been working with. She probably been working with CM Punk in more than one way. TK booking's been way better than the Elite, though. The first year was sloppy. I don't know. They still fuck up on a lot of parts. It's like they get little shit right, and a lot of shit they fuck up on. How many AEW shows have you been to in person? 0. But the good thing is AEW is coming to the West Coast. They're going to be at the old Great Western Forum, where they call it the Forum now, in Inglewood. And then after that, they going to be, Dynamite's going to be out here in Ontario. So, that should be interesting. I don't know. I'm like, they splitting it up like that. Like, how the Dynamite supposed to fucking work? Because they usually film that shit on the same day. Like, back to back. Because I don't want to go to the shit show. I'd rather go to the Dynamite where there's a bunch of people at. Do you believe CM Punk to win the belt? If they were smart, yes. Just so they could put him down as one of their champions, yes. But do he deserve it? No. His work hasn't been great. And you know, that hurt me. He a fellow Chicagoan, and I've been a CM Punk fan, but it looked like he came back for the money. Because, I mean, he can come here and tell you all this bullshit that said, oh, yeah, I came back to help the younger generation. I'm like, how you helping them by beating them? And I'm like, you ain't having the good enough matches where you can sit there and say, oh, you helped him in the loss. Now, Daniel Bryan, that motherfucker's on another level. Daniel Bryan, shit, he the second best in his goddamn business right now. Bar fucking none. That's no lie. Or the kids say, no cap. Because, I mean, after Roman, that nigga's the best motherfucker in this goddamn business right now. I'm off this because I'm tired. At the end of the day, MJ meant more to me than the world title match. And the shit show film the same day as AEW. Which former WWE talent did AEW drop the ball with? Rusev. Fucking Adam Cole. You can say Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson still beat the hang bitch. Got them good ass stem cell. Yeah. Whatever the fuck he got. He's on this shit. Like, they love Moxley. See, because you could sit there and look at it. You motherfucking Eddie Kingston getting a better push than some people. That's the fucking problem when you bring all these motherfuckers in back to back to back to back. You get no rest. It's like, okay, what the fuck Swerve gonna do over there? Ask yourself that. They have a world title, they have a TNT title, and they have the tag belts. And that's it. You got all these people you brought over here and only 2 belts. And they go, and the hang bitch is one of them, so they're gonna give him a good run. Because I mean, you see what they trying to do. They trying to give him some good names on his title run, so they can sit there and say like, "Hey, the hang bitch beat this person. The hang bitch beat this person." So it's gonna be kind of hard. Some of these guys are gonna go to the Ring of Honor. That's if they open up the Ring of Honor. They still ain't said what they gonna do. Me personally, I thought they was buying the Ring of Honor so the WWE couldn't get their tapes. But shit, what I heard, what they was selling Ring of Honor for is between $20 and fucking $40 million. Vince wasn't gonna pay that shit, especially if he got WCW for $3 or $4 million. Like shit, He ain't gonna pay them fucking shit like WCW. They goddamn tapes is vast. I mean, Ring of Honor got 20 years of fucking tapes, true. But shit. What they gonna do? They gonna try to put that shit on HBO Max? What? What the fuck? I think the younger guys like Lee Johnson. I don't know. And I mean, we ain't even talking about the Cody Rhodes shit. Like they said, Cody Rhodes is fucking sitting there teasing or fucking working us. But to me, and this is just me being honest, okay, if it's a work, then like, what are you doing? What's the purpose of that? That'd be like one of the stupidest fucking works of all time. Like, you was over in this company for... You've been away from the WWE almost 7 years. And you've been over here in AEW, what's been open 3? And it's like you do all this shit to work everybody to sit there and say, oh, you thought I was gone, then now I'm back? Or you gonna have him run motherfucking Ring of Honor? Like, that shit is stupid. And if he do go and come and walk around and come right back to AEW, it's a stupid plan. It was a stupid fucking work. All that shit. The only way the work works, if you start seeing Cody like on Impact and other fucking places, even temporarily he go back, at least he can sit there and say, I left and I went to work in other fucking places. Not that, hey, I left, stayed at home with my wife and the kid, and I came right back. They've been using a lot of Ring of Honor titles as jobbers. Yeah, Jay Lethal. You forget, Jay Lethal over there. Everybody want the Briscoes to go. Do anybody in their right mind, and I mean, you be honest with yourself, do you think the Briscoes go win the fucking AEW titles? You got FTW, one of the best teams in the world. What are they doing? Them motherfuckers wasn't even on a pay-per-view tonight. They back in catering. They used to get mad being back in catering. Let me tell you something. The Young Bucks brought FTW over there so they could whoop their ass and put another notch on their bedpost. And that's what that shit was. I don't know if this is a good thing or not. Thing going out like Terry. That's what I said. I said that shit earlier. Execution Squad. Shit. Fucking stupid. Cody on paternity leave. Shit, that kid got to be old. What, like 6-7 months? Shit. All championship belts in AEW are being held by original AEW wrestlers. I told you that shit. I said when they're gonna take care of their people. And you look at it, they ain't gave a fuck. Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, all the motherfuckers come over there. Ain't none of them touch nothing. Nah, action jobbers like Dark Josh Woods and Willow. Shit, yeah, Willow's coming. And then you see, look at Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy's over there. He only got a job so they can get Jeff. Matt Hardy can barely move. He looks so awkward in there. And then they're going to try to do this. Now, they might give the Hardys the tag team belt just so they can say they had the Hardys as a part of their little tag team lineage. See, if you look at them, they want people to hold the belt 6 months. So even if you go 6 months at a time, that means you only go push 2 fucking teams to the fucking goal. Now, they should think about maybe having 5 champions in a fucking year. You know? Right now, who's they people? Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park, they having good matches. Take nothing away from them. But they want them to have the belts. Think about it. Aleister Black, Buddy Murphy was mad that they wasn't getting pushed hard enough in the WWE. Look at them today. They was on the fucking the pre-show. Yeah. Yeah, okay, Willow Nightingale. Yeah, I seen her in action. She the big girl, curly hair. They ain't gonna push her either. You see, look at all the females who got the belt. They had, who the AEW Women's Champions they had? That little Chinese girl, one of Kenny Omega's. And then they had the other Asian chick. Then they had the fucking, what's that, Nyla Jax? Or, not Nyla Jax. Fucking, Nia Rose. Then, is what? Who's from there? With Britt Baker? I might be missing one. But I think Britt Baker, and it's been on Britt Baker the whole fucking time. What the face of Revolution ring gets you? You see, that whole match was made off the whole Vince McMahon grabbing the brass ring. That's why it's a brass ring. They still trying to fucking crack a joke. Elevated signs, Brian, Thunder Rosa, FTR should be holding straps. Yeah, but you see what they used FTR for? FTR was just there just so the Young Bucks could say they beat them. Thunder Rosa, she came from the NWA. She was their champion over there. She came from the NWA. And I mean, you know, most of these people going for the money. And she can't win. That means she been busted open. It doesn't matter. And Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, you see what the fuck he doing? He got to tag up with fucking Jon Moxley. She. It's fucked up. The women's roster is heel heavy. They ain't got enough workers. I mean, look at that. Think about it. They made this big ass thing for Ruby Riott or Ruby Soho. And where's she at? She fucking bagging groceries. In the back there. Let's see. The brass ring gets you a TNE. What the fuck is that gonna do? Then you think about it. Then you get that shit. That's if they want to take that belt off of Sammy Guevara. And you think about it. You look at them pillars. What's they 4 pillars? Darby Shaw, who's been TNT champion. Fucking, what's that? That fucking Spanish guy, the Spanish rapist, fucking Sammy Guevara. He been multiple champion now. Shit. He walking around with 2 goddamn belts. And then who's the other one? Luke Perry's son. He got the tag belts. And then you go to MJF. Ain't had shit. Let's see. Execution Squad want to get on. They got decent workers, yeah. I pushed your request. Execution Squad. It didn't go through. Try it again. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. I meant to go to bed. I meant to go to bed because it's late, but fuck it. I couldn't help myself because not for nothing. We for those that don't know, me, Ram Jam, the Chuckster, fucking Jose Elevated Science, fucking who I'm missing?
Kyle Mackey.
That bitch motherfucker Cal Mackey. And PWF, you still in there. You just don't be saying that. And we all in the group chat, and we talk about this shit every day, all motherfucking day. And the main 2 be me and this man right here, rambling Ram Jam Randy. Rampage Randy, because he loves AEW so much. But I just had to put my 2 cents in. It's a shame Keith Lee went there out of shape. I ain't watching Cinemax. I'm watching fucking Sundance, Young Guns. But fucking ain't shit on it. They got that new show on. The second one just went on. They got the first one on. They got that new show on HBO about the Lakers. That shit was good about Magic Johnson when he first started.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that shit after I get off of here.
That's what I was watching when the pay-per-view was fucking horrible. But anyway, and I say it so the people that's not in the chat know, and I've been saying this forever, AEW needs fucking booking so fucking bad. They need a wrangler. They need somebody to go in there and crack the whip and say, this is how it is. Tony Khan fucked up by being their friends. And I'm not saying you're not supposed to be their friends. He fucked up. We've been saying that. He fucked up by fucking not only being their friends, he fucked up by letting them be VPs and call the shots. You're going to let the Young Bucks do the tag team division. And we've been saying that too. They buried FTR. They don't want fucking the Briscoes there. And I personally, and when it, remember, and quote me on this, I said when Cody left, I said that motherfucker is working us. He's not going to WWE because WWE at the end of the day don't need Cody fucking Rhodes. He go there, they got a whole factory of talent that they're working and they cherry picking motherfuckers that's not going to NFL, that's in college, and not going to MLB, and not going to WNBA, and not going to whatever you're doing. If you're an athlete and you got the look and you want to be a wrestler, that's the perfect time to go to wrestling and you're young. And that's where WWE, they bring it back to superstars. And Vinnie Mac broke it down on the Pat McAfee show. The difference between a wrestler and a superstar. And that's what he's in the business of doing. You know, and you know, as far as that goes, you know, you look at anything else, AEW, what they got is their Ring of Honor 2.0, and he bought Ring of Honor, and the same shit we be saying in the chat. I was listening to Cornette, he spoke on it. He was like, all right, he got Ring of Honor. And Cornette said, he like, you got the library. The library don't mean shit because you go watch that shit on YouTube, basically for free. Like, what are you going to do with it? And they said supposedly he got the licenses and logos and all that. But remember, Ring of Honor let go all their talent. When they what's the name? They let it go. So what you going to do with that?
Yeah,
I mean, he has a whole
impact.
Yeah, and then he has a whole array of talent. My whole point is, since you got this whole array of talent, like how you gonna spread? The man needs help, and I say this all the time. It comes down to this, and there's Omega does the booking for the women, and Cody was doing. I don't know what the fuck Cody was doing. Like, anyway, you got an array of talent, and what the fuck you gonna do with this array of talent, Tony? He needs, and you got 2 brands now. You got 2 promotions now. You need a booker. You need somebody that's going to get in there and going to tell the boys, this is what you're going to do, and the girls, this is what you're going to do. This is the champion. Y'all got Hangman being a champion, and the only reason he's a fucking champion is because you promised him when you fucking started this shit, first goes Jericho, second goes Moxley, third goes Omega, and then you'll be the champion at number 4. Which that storyline they've been building with him and Omega since they fucking started. Because remember, they was tag team champions together, and then they was like feuding and not like you know, the what's the word I'm looking for? The odd couple tag team type of shit. That you know it's gonna happen, but not when. You know, so, and I think it's stupid. You got a business. You signed Daniel Bryan. I signed him for all that money, and he's a draw. I'm putting the money on him. You signed CM Punk. He's a draw. I'm putting the belt on him. You got Adam Cole. They let Adam Cole go over there. He looked like a fucking prepubescent little boy and lose himself. I done fucking had the motherfucker hit the gym. I'm putting the belt on him. He carried the Hangman tonight. But but that wasn't even in it. Like, how y'all going to pay-per-view in the MJF and CM Punk match was way more interesting and something I wanted to see more than your world title match, because I knew how your world title match was going to end. You know what I'm saying? And that is brass ring thing. This guy got the brass ring. What next? He cash in and get a world title. I think that's somebody on another page. I think they say he gets a TNT title shot. Like, what the fuck? He ain't going over. Or what's gonna happen? He's gonna challenge him, and then MJF is gonna cost him the fucking what's the name? The belt.
I mean, now you see that shit coming because of what happened tonight.
But didn't I say that on the chat earlier? I said Wardlow gonna go win the brass ring shit, whatever that is, and then he gonna cost MJF the match, and MJF is gonna go and blame it on him.
Damn.
They said Randy's in better shape than Adam Cole.
I know that.
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
Ramble and Rampage alone.
Shit, but, you see, you look at Jericho. That's what I said. I don't know if you saw that match.
I know. I seen the highlights. He tapped out the fucking Eddie Kingston. He
tapped out the Eddie Kingston. And did you see the fucking move? I don't know what the fuck that was.
It's supposed to be like an arm bar or something, man.
I don't know. He was like going like around and like, was you hugging that nigga?
Because Eddie's over. He probably promised to do the job before Jericho went and got lipo and got the stomach implants and all that shit he got done to himself. I'm telling you, he got that done when he went to Europe. Talk about he was sick and he had to cancel the Fozzy concert and all that other shit.
That's what I said. You didn't see that motherfucker for a month and something. And then he come back and all that shit going.
I can't wait for that. Yeah, it don't work like that. I can't wait for the Fozzy band to fucking break up and tell the truth about fucking Jericho. But
it's coming.
You know, at the end of the day, AEW, they need structure, man. Like, it's sad, and I always say this too. We could bring both of the companies, because all these companies lacking, but the major two, WWE just lacking because it gets boring and it gets stale after a while. But it's WrestleMania season, so it's picking up. But WWE being the shits too, because who else is in the Hall of Fame? I think somebody put, I don't know if it was a joke, I seen somebody put Snooki going in the Hall of Fame for the celebrity rank. But anyway,
they finna start dropping them. Did you see?
I think I know Batista goes in this year too, because he said last year he didn't want to go in. There wasn't no audience.
Because he wanted the audience.
But
that was what he was supposed to go in 2020, I think.
Yeah, and then they gonna do and they was gonna do the thing last year, and he said no. But my whole point is, it is a joke. But my whole point is, like, at the end of the day, AEW, WWE gets stale, but WWE is a machine. AEW, they really need a fucking. And I know you look up the Japan shit, Tony Khan, he look up the Ring of Honor and all these places, you cherry picking them. They had motherfuckers that fucking, they had bookers. They had people that called the shots on that shit. It wasn't favoritism and friendship game. Like, look at the Big Swole shit. He smoked weed with me. He was my friend. Like, you don't even know how to separate. You know, I'm not knocking a motherfucker smoking weed, but.
Hey, Trav, I was this morning, I was listening to that Cornette about he was talking about Big Swole, and I mean he eviscerated her ass. Like he murdered death killed that bitch.
He did. I remember she said, and then she's like, "Cause I'm a cancer." He's like, "She's admitting she's a cancer in the locker room." I'm like, "Oh man." But no, he said, but you making mid card bullshit wrestlers feel special because you sit there, you smoking weed with them, and that's why you don't do shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And he said that's like me. He's out, and he said he made Crockett. He said he made Crockett millions of dollars. He said I never called Jim Crockett up and like, oh, you my friend, and this, that, and the third, and He said once in a while you might see him in the bar drinking with top talent that was signed to them. It's on YouTube spot when all you got to put the Cornette clips from his podcast. Yeah. He go in on Big Swole. Yeah, he go in on Big Swole and he said it, and he was like, he said a lot of shit we be saying, but he said he like, you know, he like she's a bum, but you made her feel special, and you making all of them feel special, and you have to, you know, you have to go.
He basically said like, hey, the only people you saw with the talent was the bookers, and usually because the bookers was ex talent.
Yeah, that's how they went. Yeah, because if they wasn't with them, yeah. He said,
but you never saw no exec fucking hanging with the talent. He like, it don't go like that.
And then he said, and then another good point he made was when they talked about him with Ring of Honor, and they was like, look how excited, because they like, maybe he might take it serious. The guy that he does it with, like, I think he might take it serious. He like, I don't think he's gonna take it serious. Like, he's screaming and hollering and excited, and you know, like it's a game to him still, which I'm not knocking him for, because he's in fantasy land. He just goes to show you run a bullshit.
It's not shame.
You run a bullshit, but it goes to show he runs a bullshit fantasy game. Like, I would be pissed off to be playing PlayStation or whatever with this motherfucker in the matches he booking, because you booking bullshit. Like a whole array of talent.
I've been telling y'all this shit for a long time. They fucking geeks. You got geeks running the shit. That's the problem.
It is.
That's the problem.
It is, because they done took the belts off of so many motherfuckers. I mean, they done got so much. You got Brian Cage sitting in the back. Rusev, I believe, is injured. You got sitting in the back. You got fucking. They said he don't do coke. They say he do Adderall. I mean, same shit. But Tony Khan. But you got Rusev, Brian Cage, Jay Lethal, fucking. You had
it's
Cody.
A bunch of them.
Yeah, you had Cody just sitting back doing, and we see the same people as repetitive every fucking week. I have that much talent signed. Keith Lee been there damn near a month now. It's our second time seeing him, and I've said what he was going to do. He did nothing spectacular to stick out tonight.
Nope.
Nothing.
I seen more from fucking Hobbs tonight than him.
Yeah. What's the Orange Cassidy was the star of that match, and he's a clown.
And you think about it, like, you had Wardlow win it, and you barely, if you paid attention, you barely saw Wardlow in that shit.
Yeah, you did. He was every time the stream I was watching it, because I told you, and I tell everybody else, I'm not paying for this shit. I will never pay for AEW. The most I'll pay for AEW is a T-shirt or motherfucking maybe a video game or some type of shit like that. But I would never pay for a ticket. I'd never pay for a fucking pay-per-view. The stream I was watching, the shit was freezing. Every time it froze or it kept freezing, I had to restart it, go to another channel. Wardlow standing on the side. He's standing on the side. Mm-hmm. The whole match, he was standing watching people, facing off against people. Is he ready for a top spot? No. He's somebody that you really got to treat like how they should be doing what's the TBS champion, the whole champion?
Oh, Jade.
Jade. We've been saying that. Jade, you're supposed to book her like a Goldberg, a Mike Tyson. Since she's limited, have her going in, knocking bitches out, laying them out. Matches shouldn't go longer than 5 fucking minutes. 3 the most. 5 minutes including the entrance and the exit. 3 the most. 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom. Devastating knockout. He should be the same way, Wardlow. Go in there, tangle up. It shouldn't be nobody going head up against him. That's how you build a fucking monster. Goldberg was walking in there, laying him out, walking out. Ain't say nothing.
You got her having 15-minute matches.
Yeah, and it's going to show her weakness because she ain't ready for that.
And they put her in there with the
thing, and the sad thing is the one that they're doing. The one that they're doing that with is the one that, and they go to show they got too many cooks in the kitchen. The one that they're doing that with, that is working with, but nobody don't like it. I like it. Is Hook. Hook goes in there, lay him out, choke him out. Don't say nothing. He's doing the Taz. He's doing the Goldberg. And he walked. If they did that with Wardlow, if they did that with Jay Cargill, if they did that with the Brian, if they did that with a monster, motherfuckers like, oh my God. Because you'll be dying to see him go against the champion. You'll be dying to see him go against the champion. That's how you book those type of people. The Hook shit works.
They ain't gonna do that.
It's Revenge of the Nerds. There's a bunch of skinny pencil knee geeks. And then another thing I heard you talk about earlier, I'm not mad. The thing, we spoke about this, the MJF CM Punk shit. It took too long to get to this fucking point for them. This is the second time they touched. And I said it when they first did the whole fucking thing. Yeah, it was interesting. They was talking shit. The second time they was talking shit, he was running from. I've been said Punk MJF was supposed to jump him from behind, make him bleed, do something. He couldn't do that. I'm your friend, buddy. Sucker. He did that twice with Jericho and with Cody. So that's his thing. But he should have been jumping him from behind, acting like he was gonna face him in a match, get counted out, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Kept having matches. He was win by technicalities or some bullshit like that keep it interesting. You know what I'm saying? And then finally, boom, the end all be all should have been the dog collar match in a cage or some shit that he can't run away against both of them.
But see, this is what I was saying earlier in the chat. I said they should have had a strap match. It would have been better.
Spot one. If they doing that on YouTube shows, that's a goddamn shame because nobody's watching their YouTube shows, and they should be doing that on TV because TV is where it matters. You got 2 shows on television networks that people watch: TBS and TNT. That's household names. I gotta fucking find access to watch Impact. You should be. They run it on YouTube now, running replays on YouTube. Nobody's going to YouTube to watch that shit. That's their fault. You're on regular TV. You should be doing that shit on TV. For real,
They got too many people in AEW now. It's getting ridiculous.
And I go to show how stupid they are. And then, and then fucking Isaiah Swerve walking out like The Rock and all that. Like, all right.
Oh, man.
Another one, no homo, sucking his own thing. Not like he cool, but you ain't that, homie. That you walking out there like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the way he walked out, I was like, come on.
Like, you would have thought he was a big ass free agency.
Yeah, like he was a WWE champion and he dropped the belt and was about to throw it in the trash can like Medusa. You made it to the main roster and you got dropped the next week on SmackDown. They put you made it to the main roster and they put you in the tag team because they had their eye on Big Man. They didn't even want you. It was dropped the next week. Remember, they was in the tag team. They want the big guy.
Yeah, the light-skinned one.
Yeah, I can see him going back to WWE. If he ain't been hitting the indies. He be doing comedy and shit.
And not only that, he was hosting a little show on AE shit.
Yeah. If he start hitting the indies like fucking Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder start making noise, they'll bring him back. They like him. They'll bring him back. He got good personality and all that. And that's another thing that WWE doing too. If you peep, everybody they get rid of, they got carbon clones of them. They got people their sizes. They got rid of Braun Strowman. They got Osmos, whatever the fuck his name is. We got another Old Moz. He's not injured. He's a big man. He's young. They got rid of fucking the fat dude, dude on NXT. That's an Impact now.
Yeah,
they got rid of him.
Bronson Reed.
Yeah, Bronson Reed. What they got? Osmosis. What's his name? Otis Jones dude on NXT, the fat black guy, but he inky.
Yeah. But you see, you look down in fucking NXT 2.0, it's like they got diamonds. I mean, of course, let's be honest, Braun Breaker is the shining diamond there right now. But I mean, you see the other motherfuckers down there. I mean, he's old, but motherfucking LA Knight. I mean, he's always been legit. They got fucking the one he's going against, that Grayson Waller. That kid is good.
Grayson Waller's good. You got fucking
There's a few of them down there.
You got the other dude, the one that they got with the preacher dude with the bald head that he used to look like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
You got him. They bringing up fucking Pete. Believe they bringing up Pete Dunne and they bringing up Tommaso Ciampa to the roster. Like
they got workers, and I mean, let's be honest, and they got a shitload of workers we don't even talk about over in front of fucking NXT UK. They got motherfuckers that can go over there.
Like Dragunov. Don't forget they got Gunter, Walter. Yeah, they got a whole bunch of motherfuckers. That's what I'm saying.
His whole crew can work. Walter Fred.
And that's what I'm saying. Fucking AEW, and I'm having William Regal over there. William Regal, I guess they're gonna do some type of whole little unit crew with fucking William Regal, Daniel Bryan, and John Moxley.
He'll be good there to train the motherfuckers. That's his strong suit.
But them people, and there's the problem with AEW, they so full of their own shit and they suck their own dick so much that they don't want to hear nothing. They don't want to hear nothing. They don't want to do nothing. That they so full of their own shit. They think this is the way of life. This is the right way of life. Not knowing you listen to the Young Bucks who couldn't hack it in WWE. Why would if I got FTR won the Raw Tag Team Championships before?
They won 3 or 4 belts on the main roster.
NXT, but I'm talking about the main roster. They won the
No, I'm talking about the main roster. I think they won the SmackDown and Raw belts. I think twice.
Yeah, and they had it. I know they had them at WrestleMania. So why would I listen to this tag team that couldn't hack it in the big leagues? I don't give a fuck what y'all did in Japan. They went to Mania. This is America. Yeah. Why am I listening to them? Why am I let Kenny Omega tell my women what the fuck to do? And he turned down that shit because he knew he'd be fucking jobbing there in the mid card in the big leagues.
You cannot. This is where they fucked up at. You cannot give Asians the belt. That's not even known Asians like that. It wasn't like they brought in Asuka from Japan and she had this long, illustrious career and everybody knew who the fuck she was. And you putting the belt on her, you like she a bad bitch.
And even if we ain't know, like I didn't know who Asuka was, but Asuka went in there as an ass kicker. Asuka was defeated for 18 months. Asuka was something else. Asuka didn't speak like she went like, and then he had like 3. He had 2 like in the beginning was 2 Asian women fighting for the women's championship. In the beginning, none of them spoke English or some shit like that. It was not interesting. You got the cosplay. Massage parlor princess, Io, whatever. What's her name? Mia. I don't know because I don't care. Rio. Like I don't want to say Io because I love Io Shirai.
Yeah.
Like she's like a knockoff version of her.
A whole different batch right there.
Yeah, like WWE got it right with them. You know what I'm saying? Even the ones that didn't speak English, they got it right with them. You got these bitches there. Nobody cared. You taking that advice from Kenny Omega? Kenny Omega wasn't that in fucking. He worked with NXT in the beginning for a second, right?
Yep.
They kicked him out. You're a bum. You ain't cut the come on, man. And then
but people forget even about how great Kenny Omega was. 2 things helped him out. 1, AJ Styles leaving, and 2, that fucking series with the first match. I'm gonna say the first match with Okada. Because the rest of them, it was the same shit. It was like you got bored. And they finally let him win the last one. And it didn't mean shit by the time he won.
Yeah, it was the Okada shit. And that was that. And then
And AJ Styles going to America.
Yeah. And then
that was it.
Like he wasn't even big when at that time before when Adam Cole was in the Bullet Club, Omega wasn't big like that. And they only got big because he piggybacked off the fucking Bullet Club fucking popularity. He ain't do that on his own. Like AJ Styles had his own. Fucking Adam Cole had his own shit.
They was big in the United States.
And they show how that Omega was doing ain't resonate in the United States. Motherfuckers ain't want to see that shit or hear that shit. They wasn't paying them motherfuckers no, like it didn't resonate right. And another thing is they need to get that belt in AEW off the Cowboys so motherfucking quick.
They should do it tonight.
They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it no time soon though, because who's next for him? CM Punk. And they'll fuck around and make Punk lay down to him to make him look strong, because they just feeding him people at this point to try to make him a certified champion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't see that. If they do, I think they're gonna do that Ring of Honor shit, and Punk gonna end up like working that and then being like a Ring of Honor champion or some shit like that. If they do that, I could see that happening. That'd probably be smart money. But if Punk challenges whoever challenges the Cowboy fucking Woody from Toy Story next is gonna be the person that fucking lays down to him. He's not losing that shit no time. I don't see nobody unless Brian come back around the mountain and challenge him again. I can see him laying down on him again. If it's Brian, he gonna give him the belt. He's giving that belt up. Anybody else?
It might be when Kenny Omega come back, he might take it right back off.
I don't think so. I think it's evident what's going to happen with Omega. Omega and the Young Bucks versus reDRagon and Adam Cole. It's evident. If they were smart, reDRagon and Adam Cole, if they were smart, they put fucking the Hangman back down with the Elite or something.
And to be honest, even though Jurassic Park looked good tonight, they should have had them drop them belts to reDRagon. They need to get named people to have their belts. That's what's going to make their belts mean something. They missed that whole point. It's not the championship that makes the man. It's the man that makes the championship.
And it's favoritism. It's the favoritism that, like Elevated Science said it earlier. He said his music is kind of okay. And that's it.
Shit, Jay White working more over an Impact.
Yeah, it is the favoritism. You know what I'm saying? I promise y'all be tag team champions. Here y'all go. But all that, I'd rather they do that quick title change like how WWE was doing in the late 90s in the Attitude Era. I remember one week the Hardy Boys had that shit beat APA, and they dropped that shit the next week to Edge and Christian, and I'd rather that shit just be going lap to lap to lap to lap. All right, you touch your former tag team, do that. Play hot potato with that shit.
Because it means something.
Yeah.
Because you're showing that the competition is so thick, it don't matter from week to week. Somebody can lose the goddamn belt.
Yeah. And then you do it like they did. They did the same shit with the world title. Remember the Rock and Mankind? They volleyed that shit back and forth for what? A year?
Hell, you remember fucking King of the Ring, the one with the Undertaker suplex Mankind off the fucking cage.
Mm-hmm.
They had Stone Cold lose to Kane, and then the next day.
One shit right back.
That's the thing about it. They don't realize that shit. Because you let Jericho have it for 6-7 months. You had fucking Moxley had it for 6-7 months. You had fucking Omega have it for 6-7 months. And hell, it was a time where that motherfucker was working more of an Impact than he was at AEW.
But they always better champions than fucking the Hangman. Like, and you could make it with a young star. It could be on some brand new shit. Like, somebody just touch it for a hot second and take it. Like it used to happen. I remember one time Raw. Remember Jericho, Triple H pushed Hebner. Jericho rolled him up, got the pin on him. 1, 2, 3. Jericho won the belt at like 9 o'clock. Back then, that was before. Even though I knew the Okie Doke was coming, the crowd went crazy. Jericho had the belt. They made him come back out, defend the belt. Gave Triple H the belt back. Like, there's so much stuff they could do. It's just not entertaining. It's just boring.
Shit. With that, you remember the WWE even fucking had a tagline like, in the WWE, anything can happen. That's where that shit was. It was. They had it where it was so unpredictable. Where you like, motherfucker going here, they could win the belt.
And that's what happened. Like, it's so predictable that it's like, Hangman Page, it was a good match with him and Adam Cole, but he's having the same matches every time he had his shit is so repetitive, it ain't even funny. It ain't even funny. Every time he hit that bullshit, flip clothes on, my eyes over. I was just waiting. They tried to drag it out, but that was Adam Cole dragging it out. You know what I'm saying? With the kick, the knee to the back. I'm like, come on. I would not have been mad if they would give it to Adam Cole tonight, but I knew they wasn't. Smart money. This motherfucker was hot in fucking in NXT. I put the belt on him. Then when Omega come back, you got them feuding for the belt, and then you got the Undisputed Era and the fucking Elite going at it right there. And then you go and you throw them with somebody, even if you throw Hangman Page back in the mix to get the belt from them, and they feuding amongst each other, and he got the belt, and he go on his merry way that way. You know what I'm saying?
You know, Trav, it's like I've been saying, like, if you hear the criticism and you still see people criticizing Roman Reigns. Oh, Hangman better than Roman Reigns. I said, what fucking century?
Nah.
I'm
you
like,
know what?
Roman Reigns is the top nigga in this business right now.
Which we've been saying for a long time, like the John Cena shit and all that, but they pulled the trigger with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns needed that heel turn. And he said it. He like, I'm in God mode. When he speaks, the bass in his voice, like the way he talking, the way he carrying himself, the long walk, Heyman, the Usos behind him putting up the one, all that shit is building that man up to that motherfucker is it. Like, I know he going over on Brock. I'm not even mad if he lay down. And then another thing too, and we all say we seen it. Motherfucker, like we seen this Brock before. Nah, we had the Brock scene in a happy place. He got that.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
That beard. He's like a wild cowboy. He's shaking hands, he's kissing babies, but he going in there, kid. Like, I'm loving it. They finally made, and I said this before in the group chat. I said, how they gonna make this interesting? Heyman gotta pick a side, and you know what I'm saying. And he did, and then Brock as a face is great. Like, this motherfucker was in the elimination chamber. And they didn't want to wait. However they had to play, he
started doing what the fuck he wanted to do.
But it was
windows
money.
Open and shit.
But it was money. The motherfucker kicked his way out there. That's a pro wrestler right there. He kicked his way out there and then went in there and kicked them niggas' asses. Cleared the house, cleared everybody.
Yeah, I mean, props to Austin Theory for even letting that motherfucker F5 from that fucking shit.
That's like Austin Theory in a year or two gonna be a WWE champion.
Yeah, you already see that coming. That's gonna happen. It's coming.
And then not for nothing,
he's doing everything he's supposed to do.
Yeah, he give me Seth Rollins' Randy Orton vibes, early Randy Orton and Seth Rollins vibes. Once he gets serious, once he get evil with it, like they got him doing the silly heel. Once he get evil to be an evil heel, and he'll be working under somebody or working with a stable or something like that or something. Once he get that way, that motherfucker gonna be. And he's still young, like 22, 23.
Yeah, he's young. You see, but they don't see what the WWE is doing. If you look at Brock and you look at Roman, right? They got the belts. But like how Roman's on his shit now and how Brock is on his shit, you can take the belts away. They in John Cena land.
Yeah.
Where the belts don't even matter to them no more. Cause they so on another fucking plane. You like, these dudes don't even need the fucking belt. When they
you know what they're gonna
pass the belt to somebody else.
What they're gonna do? What they're gonna do is Roman probably win, got both the belts, and then they're gonna unify it, and then Lashley gonna pop back up, and he's gonna be a WWE champion. Like, I never lost it. That's how he gonna bring the double belts back. The writing on the wall.
Yeah.
I never lost it.
I'll say it like this. What they gonna do, they gonna unify them for a hot cup of coffee, and then they gonna separate them. It's gonna go like the same shit like when Becky Lynch had both of the belts.
Yeah, she defended
her for months. You seen her for months have belts, and then she lost this one because she was in a triple or four-way down and go from there.
And the reason I know it's going to Roman is because the last time when Brock won them belts, the world title, and he beat Cena and took him suplex the first time. Remember TMZ caught up with him and was like, "Oh, you do undisputed world champion?" He's like, "They better make it one belt." Brock said, "He said because I ain't carrying both them shits."
Carrying both of them shits around, yeah.
The next night on Raw, that motherfucker went up there. They gave him a belt. He gave both the belts. So I don't think they're gonna give both the belts to Brock. Even if they do, they're gonna make it. Like I said, if they give it to Brock and whoever they give it to, there's just one belt. Lashley, my money on Roman. Lashley popping up, and he gonna be like, "Yo, I never lost." I'm still a
And I
WWE
think
champion.
and I think they're gonna have both belts because if you're gonna give it to Roman, of course that motherfucker's in his God mode right now. You gonna see him talking shit, holding both or Paul Heyman holding both of them, and that motherfucker gonna be on a whole nother level. And that's
That's
gonna
what
happen.
I said.
And then what they gonna do? They gonna put him in some rinky dink 5-way dance where he gonna lose one of them, and he ain't gonna get pinned or touched, some shit
And the
like
other
that.
one, yeah.
And then he'd have one belt. He probably had a
Mhm.
SmackDown belt and continue running SmackDown with an Iron Fist, and then eventually somebody go beat him. Somebody they feel like it would be worthy enough to beat him. And Adam Cole, I think Adam Cole would have been in that mix if he
You
would
know
have
what?
stayed.
And I feel that way too, because when we was talking about this on the chat, and I remember Chuckster said it. He was like, one thing about Vince, because we was talking about Ricochet winning Friday night. I'm like, Ricochet won the Intercontinental Championship. I'm like, Balor won the U.S. title. And then Chuckster said it. He like, Vince puts you through the mud to see how much you're going to take and see how loyal you are and
Mm-hmm.
what you're going to do. I'm like, at the end of the day, he will reward you. He did it to the Miz countless times.
Yeah.
You play the game, you
And
play ball, you will be rewarded. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if Adam Cole would have stood and played the game, I believe the cut the head shit and the name change, he could have fought them on. I
yeah,
think they were
I don't even think
compromising.
honestly when they said remember I told y'all I said they said Vince is one of the last meeting to talk to him. I think Vince
I
offered
think they
him
would have
good
gave it
money.
to them, yeah. They would have gave it to them. They let him keep his head.
Yeah, I
And I
think
think he would have got his bitch job.
yeah,
He
eventually
worried
because they
about
was
that
looking at
bitch.
her.
He
You
worried
seen
about
they was
that.
letting her come over there.
He worried, and another thing too, Cody is not coming in. Shout out to WWE for doing the tease, but Cody ain't coming in.
But here, let's play the hypothetical game real quick. When you bring it up Cody, right? If Cody did, and this is what I said this in the chat. I said if Cody did come back, I bet you he signed a quick 2-year deal just to sit there and say, hey, whatever Vince and them promised him, to sit here and put his name in a whole other plane with the WWE, because trust me, it matters more, because that motherfucker wants to act. If he can squeeze one WWE title run out of that shit, I think he'll be happy as fuck.
I
And
hear
then
you.
he can go on in his life
I don't
and go
think
to
he'll
act.
be in WWE title run. He's not WWE title run worthy. One, two. The other thing about Cody is this, and this is the kicker. This is lets me know why he's not going to WWE. His Achilles heel is his wife Brand. Not only she wants to be on that TV screen, there's not as much, maybe more than him. And in WWE land, she's shit, and she ain't it. She ain't it. And he ain't going
He,
nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. She can. He ain't doing the Keith Lee. He ain't going nowhere. She can't go. He ain't.
he might
And then
he might sit there and have that conversation like, babe, I got to do this one. This is the one I got to do.
logically speaking, but I highly doubt it. He want to go where she wants to be. I think his whole reason for leaving WWE in the first place was so she could be a wrestler because she was mad. She was used as a. Remember, as soon as they got the Impact, she's wrestling.
Yeah,
I'm
but you
more than
see,
an announcer.
even that shit in AEW, it didn't work.
Yeah, because look who
And
running the women. And now, did you post the shit with Kenny Omega talk about when they asked him about Cody?
yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, he like I don't like he was playing like I don't know. And think about what he's saying. He trying to came at him because who runs the women's division?
He do.
Who wife is want to be the wrestler? Pretty sure want to be the women's champion.
She.
Right? You think they got along? I'm telling you, the wife. At the end of the day, that's that wife, man. I'm not knocking them. Neither she's a beautiful hot piece of ass, but and they said I read somewhere he wanted $3 million. He wanted her to get $1 million a year.
Yeah, I put
For
that
what?
on there. Well, he was making $3 million a year, and he wanted to make more. I mean, especially you seen Moxley come in there and get 6, and then you can't just imagine what the fuck they have to pay Daniel Bryan and fucking
I think Punk
CM
got
Punk.
10. I think Punk got 10 million or something.
Shit, I know Daniel Bryan had to get somewhere close to that, or maybe
Yeah,
even
I
more.
don't know what he getting a year though, but they might broke it down and give him like however many years and break it down and come to 10 million. But he probably wanted more. But they say he wanted $1 million a year for his wife. That's not $1 million talent.
No,
That's not. She lucky she get fucking 50,000 a year.
because I mean, she can't lead no match. She can't work. So I mean, you sit there and think about that shit because
And then
Britt Baker gonna be renegotiating her contract, and you know what the fuck she gonna be asking.
And then the sad thing about it is they ain't even utilize what they can did utilize was, and Conti said this too, but I've been saying it, which was the main shit was Cody turn fucking heel.
Hell,
You got your heel wife. That right there would have made they like I said this when the first happened. I'm like, I would have turned heel, been the biggest prick. That when my card would have got pulled, when I would have not got what I wanted, wherever the fuck else I'm going, they're gonna cut me a check. They're gonna be like, that was the biggest heel in fucking AEW.
see
Earn your keep.
He should have did what he did when he left the WWE. Like if you remember when he left, it's been 70? Damn, think about it. It's been like 7 years since they've been gone. What'd he do? He started going from Impact to Ring of Honor to NWA, to New Japan, eventually to AEW.
I think he's sitting at home with that baby. They're gonna work it out, and he gonna whatever they do with Ring of Honor, he's gonna be on the Ring of Honor shit. I don't even think it really was him and Tony. I think it's him and Omega and the Bucks, preferably Omega. And like Jericho said some smart shit. He was like, they offered me he said they offered me to be a VP, and I was like, nah, I just want to be talent because I'm getting more money. I'm not egotistical like that.
He's full of shit.
That's why I read that.
Now, I'm gonna call bullshit on that. I think Jericho's like I think Jericho's like one of them unnamed VPs.
But I got control over my character. I got control over my way. He doing the old Hogan WCW shit.
And I think he got more than that. I think he got influence on shit going on in the back.
If you down with his crew, I think if you down with his crew, about Sammy Guevara, the TNT champion.
Yeah, I think it's more than that.
But I think it's just, and that's another thing. It's too clicked up. You know what I'm saying? But
because I mean, you look at LAX over there. They been over there from jump, and they ain't got shit. They ain't touched shit.
You're right, but Cody, I think gonna show up on Ring of Honor. Whatever they do with Ring of Honor, that's where he was the champion before. I think that's where he's gonna try to act like he's having a home going, and it's gonna be different, and I'm the new. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta deal with these guys. The WWE don't want that money. They teasing him, you know? Or maybe I might be wrong. He might pop tomorrow night. But they did tease like he was going to go against Brock, which I knew was bullshit in New York City.
Yeah.
Last night at the Guard, I'm like, nah.
And the sad part is, these wrestlers that's getting released, I'm like, why you wouldn't go to Impact? Do you see what the fuck Impact is doing right now? Impact
maybe Impact won't sign something like that.
No, I'm just saying they spending money right now because they brought up 8 Ring of Honor motherfuckers. Then they got that New Japan exchange. You got Jay White. AEW was bragging about having Jay White. That nigga worked a match or two. Shit, he didn't work like 7 or 8 matches over in Impact. I'm like, they bringing talent.
They're doing the thing with the Good Brothers, and then they still getting it right
over there. Where you can go over there and you not wrestling the same bum niggas that was an Impact. They got new fucking talent.
They getting right over there because they got the Canadian dude that running the Bill DeMont, whatever the fuck his name is. Like he gets it right. And, you know what I'm saying? Like they had the Good Brothers in AEW. You had these motherfuckers being goofy, being annoying, just being there, jumping. That's a good tag team right there. Because they follow and lead with Kenny Omega and fucking the Young Bucks. Come on.
You see, Impact saw that shit wasn't working for them, and they pulled their shit out of there. They said, this partnership ain't working for us. You getting benefit more than we are.
You know, NWA never really, besides a women's championship, they're like, we not working with y'all like that. They never sent Nick Aldis over there.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you see what they did? They had Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb. And what Impact, not Impact, what AEW, hey, sign with us. And stole their talent. And they didn't get nothing for it. Nothing.
Nah, you're right.
That's why people is leery about that talent exchange bullshit. They know that shit ain't going on over an Impact, but if AEW they let their talent go to AEW, AEW will try to sign their talent.
And then he
But you
got
see,
endless checkbook, blank
yeah.
checkbook. Tony Khan.
But I was gonna say, you see, even with the Good Brothers, you know they was talking to them. The Good Brothers like, nigga, we got a good thing going over here. Plus, Impact letting them go to New Japan and letting them go to places.
Tony stopped, but that's what they said. That's why I think because Brian wanted to do Japan, and that's why I think he paid him extra. They say he paid him extra not to do Japan. And like I said, at the end of the day, Tony Khan is a mark, and at the end of the day, this is wrestling, and they're working him, and that's what they do. The boys gonna work, and they working his dumb ass.
Can't make new stars like that. See, that's got the main thing is you make new stars, but you gotta have proper people to make the new stars. That's how that shit works.
I ain't gonna front. They made their stars. They got their Sammy Guevara's, the Darby Allins, and stop right there.
What I'm saying is, how long you gonna have fucking Darby Shaw work with fucking Sting?
And that's another thing. I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing. I said that in the comments. Sting is the new Terry Funk. I don't want the old man to get hurt, but I never thought I'd see a day with Sting every time he out there. He just doing some depth stuff, like trying to prove.
He still got it.
He ain't been right since that Seth Rollins shit went through the buckle bomb and was almost crippled. Yeah. He's trying to prove he still got it. Like if that's the case, give him a TNT title run. Let the man go out in glory, or turn on Darby and let Darby put you out the pasture. Give Darby that run.
Because, I mean, you think about it. If you was going to let Sting work, I would have made him champ and just had somebody young, when you're young talent, take the belt right off him.
Yeah. And not
just
for
so you can say you had him as the champion.
Sting worked better than fucking Matt Hardy in that shit, though.
That boy is washed.
He worked better than fucking Sting worked better than Goldberg, you know?
Yeah.
He worked better than
that boy's so fucking washed. They don't see that shit.
Sting working better in AEW than he worked in WWE. Like, I give him that, but it's time to go home.
It's been time for him to go home. Shit.
I need you to go live tomorrow at the Royal Ram Gym. I gotta get to bed though. I done took fucking this week. I gotta go get a fucking root canal. I done took some PM joints.
Oh shit! Yeah, you go ahead, take your. Go ahead.
I'm fucking wisdom teeth. Now I'm gonna hit you later. I'll see you later, rambling rampage.
I can see what time it is out here. Shit, it's 11 something and shit. I want to go watch that Lakers shit.
Lakers shit is good. It's about magic. It's really about magic. They start off at 91. I was like, oh wow, it's about. I didn't think they were gonna go that route with it. They're gonna show magic wild out.
Oh yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that shit with the Bulls. That's when the Bulls first kicked their ass.
Yeah, but we'll speak on a group chat later. Rampage, rambling. I'm out. Right.
And that shit gonna end it for us tonight. And shit, I think I'm gonna take his advice. I think we can go live tomorrow after Raw. So this was good. It's fucking cold out here. It's actually cold out here in California. Crazy shit. And I'm in my goddamn garage freezing. So I'm going to call it a do. And then I give people one night to think about your kitchen bitches. Even if you got some shit from tonight that happened tonight or even tomorrow. We already on the road to WrestleMania. And they should drop some more Hall of Fame fucking shits tomorrow. So we have shit to talk about. So I wanted to say I appreciate for all the different people that came over tonight. I am your host, Young Rand, a.k.a. Chi-Town's finest, and I'm going to say good night. Stay up, Wrestleheads.